Okay, I'm joined here by Luke Garrard before we welcome Luton Town to the Mangata Development Stadium Meadow Park in our first pre-season outing. Luke, first of all, how was your summer and how does it feel to get back to business?
Really good summer, much needed. But yeah, excited. We finished obviously playoff final, left everyone in good spirits, and in fairness, we've returned in even better spirits and looking forward to the task ahead. Coming back to the National League at the first time of asking was some achievement, and now we've just got to make sure that our hard work throughout the off-season and in this period now is good to ensure that we're productive for the following year.
And we've had a few new additions, namely Joe Newton, Aaron Henry and Jeff King. How have they settled in so far and what have your first impressions of them been?
Settled in really, really well. It's an easy group to settle into, I have to say that. The culture that is set at the club, it's nice for them just to get involved. The boys, full credit to them, they're an easy set of players to get on with and they make people feel welcome. Spoke to the three throughout the course of the week just to see what their thoughts are and how they've found it. They've been really, really good. Obviously, been a lot of hard work in the first week, a lot of running, a lot of kilometres covered, but they've enjoyed it. And as of I've enjoyed them in terms of their return. You look at Newton, you look at Henry, you look at King, they're all lads that can handle the ball, all played in the last 2 years recently in the National League and played at the top end of the division. So the calibre of boy that we're bringing in has been of a level, but we've been patient. We've had, obviously, 14 signed in the off-season, the business in terms of midway through last year with Callum Reynolds, John Benton and Matt Rush, and then you add Junior Dixon to that straight off the bat. We were enabled to be patient, and obviously the work myself, Charlie, along with the chairman, we identified targets, and in fairness, we're getting the ones that we've gone for, and we know that we've got to go and bring another 2 or 3 in of real quality, but we're only the first week in pre-season. We have 5 to go, and there's a lot that's going to go on away from here in terms of people not getting deals at League 2 clubs and League 1 clubs, which is going to filter down to us. So, yeah, no, the boys have been great. The new additions have been great, and it's been a really positive first week.
Yeah, could we potentially expect to see them given a run out tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, the only ones that won't be is Chris Bush. He'll be not featuring. Eriko Souza will not be featuring. Eriko is one that he's just touched his 8 weeks of his recovery, been training fully, non-contact prior and obviously contact the last 2 sessions, but we're not going to be in a position where we feel we need to rush him just yet. That may come against Arsenal, but he's doing all the runs, doing all the work, and we just need to make sure that we box clever with him. But everyone else will be featuring tomorrow. We've got a couple of lads coming in trying to earn deals of a level. These are lads that have played in League 1 last year, lads that are playing in the National League last year. So this isn't boys just making up numbers. They're here to try and earn deals, and they're in the building. They've done real good work. They're starting to identify and understand what is expected from myself. But yeah, no, there'll be a good group of players for everyone to enjoy and watch tomorrow.
And as always, we have an impressive pre-season schedule. Luton tomorrow and the likes of, Watford, Arsenal and Spurs 11, West Ham under 21 coming up. How important is playing a high calibre of team in preparation for a long season?
Yeah, look, these first 3 are going to be tough. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday against the likes of Luton, Watford and Arsenal. We obviously started to set a seed last year with regards to change of style and the way we want to play. We've been implementing that throughout the first week in pre-season. There's a luxury to work on things because the result isn't the be-all and end-all on a Saturday during the 6 weeks of pre-season. But making the right decision at the right time is going to be key. These are things that I speak to the players about. But when you're playing against a higher calibre of team, decision-making is so important because you're less opportunity in terms of time on the ball, and we need to make decisions quicker. So, yeah, the chairman does fantastic work to bring the likes of them 3 in, a Tottenham in, a West Ham in, and obviously then we infill with the Wingates, Billericay's, Dagenhams of this world to make sure and Maidenhead that we can get sort of a level of game that we'll be facing come August the 9th.
Yeah, and of course, we touched on it earlier. The last time we spoke on camera was in the heat of our promotion final celebrations. We are once again a National League club. What's the aim?
be competitive. We're talking from experience. It's not our first year in the National League and we're going in wet behind the ears. We've obviously been in it 9 years prior, and know what it takes to be in playoff pushes, know what it takes to be in middle of the road battles, and we know what it takes to be in a relegation fight. So I feel that this summer we've been really smart. We've worked smart this summer, worked closely as a hierarchy, myself, Charlie and the chairman, and we have an idea of where we see things. Obviously there's some big hitting clubs in the division. You hear about the signings and the business people are doing. So we've got to be realistic, but we're going in there with the confidence and belief, newfound energy from last year. You can feel it around the club. You'll know yourself, Dom, that there's a real good energy about the place at the minute. There's a real good vibe, and we need to make sure we're riding that wave for the foreseeable. And that starts with a positive performance tomorrow. Not the result, a performance where the boys have shown the level of work that they've done this week. Some are clocking up 15 kilometres in a session. So for me, that shows where we want to get to, the mindset that we set, and the application's been class from the players. So yeah, the aim is to be competitive. We have our agenda in-house, and that will be for us to ensure the players are aware of that. As staff and players, we need to make sure that we implement that when it comes to a Saturday and Tuesday evening. But we want to be competitive in the National League and give ourselves every opportunity of being as high up the division as possible.
Thank you, Luke.